Hey, and welcome to Money Minis. What are the 6 most important things to start today for healthy finances, as well as your mental well-being? Well, I'm here to tell you what I think they are. I'm Robin Foley, money mindset coach, and today I'm talking about the 6 crucial things that I've identified as super important to put into place when you want to truly change your financial world. But first, while you might already know the things I'm about to list, and you wouldn't be here if you didn't truly want to ensure your financial health, maybe you haven't been able to do them. Maybe for some reason you're stuck. And this is exactly what I like to talk about, how to get yourself to do the things that you can't seem to do. So if you always get stalled when trying to implement things that are going to better your finances, things that are going to better your life, and you don't know why, well, I get it because I've lived exactly this issue, as have a lot of my coaching clients. So watch this entire video because at the end, after I go over these crucial things, I'm going to tell you about a life coaching concept that will help if the things on this list make you cringe and want to shut down. So let's get started on the list. Number 1, know your monthly expenses, like really know them, so that you know if you can or cannot spend on an extra thing when it comes up. Back when I was getting a handle on all things financial, I listed out household expenses into a spreadsheet. And I'm a huge fan of Google Sheets to get everything down in one place, as it's free to use for individuals and it's easily shareable with a partner. I love it because I can organize information visually, easily shift things around, and do quick calculations like adding up your list of monthly expenses. So use some sort of something, a spreadsheet, a sheet of paper. I love a spreadsheet. I don't need to go on and on about it, but I want you to list everything you know you pay monthly. And then when it comes to things that fluctuate like fuel or groceries or laundry, figure out what you generally spend in a week and then multiply that by 4. Then you're simply going to add up the list. This is the nut that you need to meet every month at the very least. Now, this seems like a no-brainer, and you may have already done this at some point in your life, but expenses change. And staying on top of what you need to meet every month is going to be huge when it comes to finding money leaks and understanding your debt. Let me interject a note here. I've created a Google spreadsheet to help my kids figure out how to better manage their own money. And I'm literally in the process of making it a saleable item now. So please let me know in the comments if you'd like to be on the list to know when that's ready to purchase. It's going to be priced really reasonably. Do not worry, it's not going to break the bank. Okay, so number 2, know your debt. And also know the interest rate that you are paying on each debt. I don't know if I need to state how important it is to know how deep in the hole you are, but it is. And I know it's not fun to look at, but if you want to get to solid ground, you need to know, especially when it comes to the interest rate that you're paying on credit cards and personal loans. Think of your consumer debt as money that you are renting. You're literally paying rent on the money that you've borrowed. And you could be paying minimum payments and never get out of the hole. So knowing your total debt and what it's costing you is the first step to better managing your debt and getting it paid down or paid off even faster. And I have things that have worked for me to share with you, and I will do a specific Money Mini that's dedicated to debt. Okay, number 3. Have a regular money practice. That means putting a day and time on your calendar weekly, yes, weekly, where you sit down and you do your bill pay, like I do, or at least be looking at and managing your money. Yes, weekly. I want you to be so intimately involved with your money that it's like you're dating it. I even teach a practice of looking at your bank account daily, and it's massively empowering to know exactly what you have going out of your account, basically what your spending habits are, and what you have coming into your account. Then you can be in charge of exactly what you can spend on at any given moment. And doing this will literally put you into the driver's seat and not continually being dragged behind a bus that's going off the rails. Number 4, start building your emergency savings. Generally speaking, 3 to 6 months of basic living expenses is your goal. Basic living expenses meaning the essentials: rent, utilities, food, household essentials, transportation. And I suggest putting your emergency savings in an online account separate from the bank that you use regularly. You're going to want it where you can retrieve it fairly quickly if it's necessary, but where it's not so easily accessible to be able to spend on a whim. This would be a great time to open that high yield savings account I was talking about and specifically put your emergency fund in it. Now, if this seems insurmountable right now, just put in what you can, even if that's $5 to start and $5 a week or $5 a month, and then increase it as you can, which you will be able to do as you start cleaning up your money habits. 5, your retirement solution. It's always a good time to start putting money away for your retirement, and the sooner the better. You can start right now with even the tiniest amount, with even $5. If you don't have the option through your work to start a 401k or other retirement account, you can 100% do this as an individual. And finding a financial advisor to help guide you through your options is the next step. And here's what I would do if I were looking for a financial advisor right now. I would first ask friends and family if they have somebody that they would recommend and why. And then next, I would look up my city's Chamber of Commerce, because they will have a directory of local professionals. Then you can choose 3 or 5 or however many you want, but at least 3, and meet with them and talk to them about your goals and see who you jive with the most and who you trust the most. 6, do your personal balance sheet and learn your net worth. This one is amazing. A balance sheet is simply all of your assets, the things that you own that you could sell for value, minus all of your liabilities, the things that you owe money on. The resulting number is your net worth. So it's your assets minus your liabilities. And at this moment in your life, your net worth might be a negative number. But even if it is, creating your personal balance sheet is such an incredible tool for manifestation that I cannot stress enough the importance of doing it, especially if you think you don't have enough to make it worthwhile, especially. My next Money Mini is specifically on why it's so powerful for manifesting more money. And it will go a little more in depth on how to do one. So if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and click the little bell icon to be notified when that posts. Now, you might not be able to implement all of these things right away, but the goal here is to start with what's doable now and then grow into getting the whole list put in place. And once you do, you will be having a great foundation on which to build a new financial life for yourself. Okay, so now for the life coaching moment on your mindset that I promised. The struggle that keeps you from getting really involved with your money in the ways I just talked about very often comes down to a fun cognitive bias that we humans engage in called the ostrich effect, which is named as such because it describes sticking your head in the sand to avoid looking at the things that make you feel bad, even when seeing that information clearly would help you hit your goals. Yeah, we do that in a bunch of areas as humans, but especially with money. So let me ask you, truly, what feels worse? Doing the small but difficult feeling task you could knock out now in a short amount of time if you hunkered down and got it done? Or waking up in another 5, 10, or 20 years in the same leaky boat, still paddling upstream with this busted oar? Now, once you see it this way, you won't want to be an ostrich about it anymore, which is going to make it so much easier to manage your mind through the things that you avoid. And this seems so simple and totally like a pointless thing to state on the surface, but ostrich brain runs really deep and loves to keep us oblivious to our financial reality. So it's really a matter of monitoring what your unmanaged mind tries to pull in order to not do the hard things. So I really want you to imagine who you want to be when it comes to money. Picture yourself as that person. I bet it would feel amazing to teach yourself to be really resilient against avoidant thinking and to get some crucial things in place that would ensure your financial health and your mental well-being. So I'm going to leave you with that thought and with the challenge to do at least one thing on this list this week. The next time, I'm going to go deeper into the smartest thing I've ever done to create more money. It's the balance sheet. So I'll see you then.